Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Soarin Scratchin. We normally react to stuff, but we're doing a lot of discussions lately, and that's what we're doing today. We're doing a discussion of a couple of posts from Am I the A-Hole on Reddit. So thank you for joining us. We've been enjoying this. It's been fun, and it'll get us through until we figure out our technical issues. But anyway, enough about that. I am the Eagle fan. My friend over here.
That makes me Evil Chicken. And thank you for clicking on this lovely channel. Oh my gosh, this has been fun. I got to tell you, I'm enjoying the Reddit stuff. I hope we're not too Jerry Springer esque.
Oh, we probably
May,
are,
he
but
re-
it's fun.
may he rest in peace.
We
but
haven't been throwing chairs at each other yet, so we're okay there.
well, we got that going for each other. We need to get, what was the guy's name? The big bald headed guy, Steve? We're going to need a Steve.
I have no idea. I literally never watched a minute of that show.
Let me tell you, I worked at an institution, and which will remain nameless. And Jerry Springer was always on the day room, so
uh,
I'm very familiar with Mr. Springer.
I should apologize. I need to write my own thread on there. Am I the a-hole? You
Yeah,
can't see me from the technical issues that we're having right now.
true.
But after you said when you worked at an institution, I may have
Yes,
looked at the camera, did the air quotes, and mouthed the word worked.
that's funny. You know what?
So I'm
It's
ready for
okay.
my judgment on that one.
It's all good. It's all good. But
So what do you got
thank
for
you
us?
for joining us. Who, me?
Yeah.
Okay. I just so happens we were just scrolling through Reddit and I came across this. Now, by the way, just because we read the headline doesn't mean we know exactly where the story's going. We're finding this out together. I can tell you this, however. The headline reads, Am I the a hole for going no contact with my mom after she had sex with my boyfriend? This is so Jerry Springer. I'm sorry. I apologize. All
So
our IQ points that we had are slowly being etched
at,
away.
at this point in time,
Yes,
my early verdict before hearing anything else
right.
would
What do you
be
think?
no.
I tend to agree with you because
But the
I mean,
good thing
I think
about these Reddit threads is that they usually give so many more presents after
there's
reading the details.
it's like the book of Ezekiel. There's wheels within wheels.
Yes.
You ready? Here it is.
Yes, I am.
He, 18, is my 18 female ex now, obviously. But we were together when he cheated on me with her 42. This hurts even more because she was the one who encouraged me to ask him out. He and I have been best friends since we were 13. When we were 16, she told me to stop being afraid and pursue him. I found out about their affair last week when I came home much earlier than expected. Professor was sick and canceled the lecture, and I caught them red handed. Mom tried to apologize. I'm sorry.
It
That's
was
just
an
a great start.
accident.
It's just, oopsie. Mom tried to apologize and said that she, quote unquote, just wanted to feel young again. I still blocked her anyway. Now, my grandparents are telling me I'm going too far. And that because she put a roof over my head and food in my mouth, I shouldn't cut her off entirely. They think I should go home and eventually forgive her.
But the issue is what the mom put in her mouth. I mean,
Oh,
so,
wow. So,
sorry.
um, It says ETA. Thanks, everyone. I'm staying with my dad and will be asking my ex how long he's been intimate with her to see if she has groomed him.
See, I gotta
There you
tell
go.
you,
That's it. That's all I got.
I gotta tell you, that was
Yes.
my first thought as she was as you were reading through what she had on there is
Okay.
friends with this guy for years.
Since they were 13. Yeah.
Mother pushing me to date this person.
If I was only as young as him. Oh my
And
goodness.
and they're both 18 now.
Yeah.
How long have they been 18? And is this anything that's been going on
Before.
longer
Yeah,
than
exactly. Longer. Yeah. Well, that's what she's looking for to see how long they've been intimate and to see if she has groomed him.
I I'm more concerned here with all of that part and the p word aspect potentially there in
You mean P word as in pedophile? Is
yes
that what you're suggesting?
yes
Whew, goodness gracious.
because it just seems strange
Oh
that
yeah. Oh, I agree. And you know what?
the mother would be
I
that much into having her daughter date this guy almost as a then he'll be around more and
oh
there won't be as
crap. That
many
you see now that's really
excuses
sick. I
and
was just thinking I don't know.
yeah,
Like, okay, if you're this 18-year-old boy and the
the MILF?
your 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 girlfriend is she's your same age, which is great. But if you have a 42-year-old woman who is experienced in the ways of the world approaching you and you're 18, that's yeah, she's taking advantage of him, to be
uh,
honest. I mean, I'm just saying.
yeah, he's an a hole too here, but
Yeah, but he's 18. He's a
he's
bucket of hormones. He's not
that's
he's not thinking. He
that's
doesn't give a damn.
that still doesn't excuse it.
I'm not you're
That
absolutely
doesn't
right.
excuse it. But my point there though was he's potentially an a hole, potentially a victim.
Exactly. And I agree with you. I absolutely agree with you. Yeah, he
That's
is potentially a
almost
victim
why
here.
I'm worried that there's a longer history
Exactly. Exactly. Now,
because
now and an interesting part is now imagine if he was a she. How would we be looking at this? We'd be like, "Oh, that's effed up."
I
So yeah,
it's
I agree with you.
yeah
She's
I think it's wrong in both cases. It's
yeah, absolutely. But
now
I think you're right. I think she's been grooming him.
it's that's the only thing that makes sense to me here
Yeah.
because you would think that like a one-time scenario it would be strange that okay I've just started dating this person now I'm gonna nail their mom that it seems like if he was being quote unquote groomed
Right.
over several years to where now she's got more of a hold on him more of a kind of um, one moment here.
Sure. Sorry, I gotta have some cabbage.
Okay, but that doesn't go well over the speaker.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We've had negative comments when you did that before.
I'm so sorry. No
uh,
mukbang fans.
so
That's a tissue. Sorry.
just wanted to point that out. Where
I
was
don't
I?
mean to be ambient noise boy. I'm so
It
sorry.
it
Forgive me,
just
everyone.
seems like if that was going on, then the mother would have a little bit more control over him.
Oh, ooh, that's creepy. Yeah, maybe.
So she would there'd be more of a leaning towards okay, I don't want to say no scenario.
Wow. I think
So
we can all agree Thanksgiving's going to be interesting. So
well, I, I'm
it is
shocked
what
by
it
a
is.
few things here. What one is a
Yes.
she is definitely NTA. She is definitely not the a hole. The original the
Oh yeah.
OP
Oh,
it
absolutely.
is
Yeah, she's not.
definitely not.
She's not.
So I don't understand the parents the grandparents thing.
Yeah,
Like
can you imagine that? Oh,
just forgive her.
actually, that's kind of typical. I mean, sexual abuse happens within a lot of families, and they're like, "Oh no, it's okay. He's just your uncle. Oh, that's nothing. It's
Well,
okay. Don't worry. Just
see,
it's okay.
that also ties into
Happens all
my
the friggin'
concern
time."
over what happened with this woman and this kid for all of these years. Because exactly, it seems like oh, that's just one of those closeted secrets that the family had. That
Yeah, it's a whole Mrs. Robinson thing.
because if not, I cannot imagine like how the the grandparents would not be totally irate with the mother. Like
Yeah,
you did
thank you. I think
what?
the grandparents are really dropping the friggin' grandparent ball here.
Yeah.
I mean,
Uh, the only excuse would be if they
going
don't
too
know the
far.
full
You
story.
blocked her on Facebook.
Well,
That's going too far.
oh god. I've been there with the family stuff.
Also, please forgive me. I don't mean to automatically assume that with that accent. it's a, it's because I'm culturally insensitive and I need to get better.
Yeah, it's
But
probably a safe bet. No.
rec-
Sorry.
recognizing I have a problem is the first step to recovery.
I'll be the a hole here. Probably a safe bet. But yeah, see,
Yeah.
the the only thing would be, do the grandparents not know the full story? Like,
I, that's a good point.
because
I
that
don't
I
know.
don't
I
think
mean,
that was pointed out here. Just that they think she's gone
I
too
caught him with his
far.
red rocket. It's like, wait a second, hold on
But
now.
I'm just thinking because they just know that saying that she's gone too far, not talking to the mother. Do they think that
Yes.
there was just something else that happened? That did maybe that the mother said something or whatever? Do they not know the whole story? That would be the only excuse I would give the grandparents, is if
Right.
she was trying to save the grandparents of knowing the whole thing and not telling, because I obviously don't think that the mother would be, hey mom and dad, guess what I did.
I
Unless
feel so
it's
I feel so young and frisky.
I've gained my youth back. That's
I've
how it
gained my
happens.
youth back.
Just
That's
like
right.
just like you and
Bloody
dad
Mary
taught me.
used to bathe in the in blood of virgins. I'm bathing in something else completely.
Just like Uncle Jethro told me.
Just again, please forgive us. We do not know where this happened.
Sorry.
This could have been in New England. I say.
No, that would be Old England.
Oh yes, point taken. I'm sorry. I say. You're absolutely right. I apologize.
Yeah, that's OP.
Yeah,
Definitely not the a hole.
agreed.
Mother, most definitely the a hole.
Yup.
Potentially a freaking criminal that should
Potentially,
be
yeah,
locked
potentially a criminal
up.
pedophile. Yeah, yeah. I mean,
And the grandparents, there might need to
What the?
be some digging going on into that whole family's background.
Oh
If
God, can you imagine? Oh crap, dude. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's a generational thing. Whoa.
yeah, that yeah. So I'm hoping.
Maybe her maybe her grandfather's 76, but her grandmother's 38. I don't know. I don't know, man. Now I'm creeped.
Grandma went to school with mom.
Grandma, yeah, yeah, she wasn't even in upper classroom. We had home ec together.
Yeah. See, of course it's the woman doing it here. So maybe grandma is 70 something and grandpa is.
You know what? Maybe. I don't know. Hey,
Yeah,
but it's
again,
different.
I
Like
don't want to
with
accuse the
adults,
grandparents of anything other
exactly.
than
And
if they know the whole story. Holy
that, yeah,
shit!
that's weird. Yeah, exactly.
Mind
But I
blown
know,
if they're like, hey, you should just forgive your mother for that.
yeah, you don't say.
It's
Yeah,
not
it's
like you
creepy.
were married to him or anything.
You see, now that's a little frigged up. Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Oh, I'm not
and don't
saying
get me.
it's.
Yeah,
It's just, oh, yeah.
yeah,
Are
yeah.
there any updates or good comments on that one?
You know what? Let me see. Um,
There's got to be some good comments. I could not see this
this
thread not having some comments that are just pure gold.
Stay away from that woman. She's an adult. I wouldn't even forgive her as a friend, let alone my mother. Oh, good lord.
I
I can't tell you this. He probably won't recognize that he was groomed. Most people won't until they've had a situation explained thoroughly and laid out in front of them. In fact, most people would defend their groomer's actions because that's what they've been taught. He may do that too. Just keep that in mind. Wow, she's not wrong. Or Zyk. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't
not
say names,
not
but
at all.
wow.
Uh,
Even if he was groomed, she has no business allowing him or her mom back into her life. Yeah. People will defend their predators as a defense mechanism. No one wants something horrible to happen to them. So, people who go through stuff like grooming, even rape, say it wasn't grooming. I pursued her. It wasn't rape. It's just a misunderstanding, or he hit me, but I made him do it. It's to protect yourself from having to face the horror of what you went through.
yeah.
Jeez, this is scary stuff.
It,
Yeah.
yeah. There's man. Okay, so I am ready to just pronounce obviously OP, not the a hole.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you.
But
She's not the a hole.
boyfriend, either
The boyfriend was
total a
groomed.
hole. What
I'm saying
there's
mom was definitely the
mom
brown eye
definitely.
in this situation. She is the
De-
brown eye.
Mom is definitely the a hole.
Yeah.
Quite likely a criminal.
Yeah, there should be felony charges brought up on our dear old mom.
Only if it truly is only if that truly is the case. There's the
If yeah, of
chance
course.
that the boyfriend is also an a hole here. If it literally was, came over, you weren't home, one thing led to another, and there wasn't any previous history. So
Yeah, I hear you.
if he's just thinking the whole cougar milf thing like
Yeah,
teenage
but at the
boys
same
could
time,
do,
18 years old, your head's full of mush.
yeah,
You're you know, I
yeah,
mean,
but still, if there wasn't a grooming leading up to that,
yeah.
sorry,
Oh
he's
yeah.
an a hole.
I think she planted some seeds along the way. My guess,
I
but
I
what do I
would
know?
not doubt that.
Yeah.
So that's what the boyfriend can go anywhere from a hole to
Right.
victim. There's no in between. The
No, you're
boyfriend is
absolutely
either an
right.
a hole or a
It's
victim,
yeah, one or the
and
other.
Yeah,
it's binary. Absolutely true.
and and the mother is either an a-hole or should be in prison.
Yes.
And the grandparents, again, depending on what they were told, kind of depends. They definitely lean towards a-hole,
Oh
and
yeah, they do. Oh
and
yeah, I'm
also
with you.
depending on what happened with the mother slash boyfriend, and was there grooming and stuff going on, in which case there needs to be more investigation into the other older generations of that family.
Definitely. Definitely.
So that's
Yeah,
kind of my take on
because
it. What do
oh
you
my
guys out there
gosh,
think?
yeah. Yeah, what do you think? Set us
Yeah.
straight. There's so many confusing things going on. Help us. In the
Okay.
meantime,
I
Eagle
want to
fan,
take
what do you
things.
got?
I'm gonna take things on a different. We're gonna
On
take a
a
different route here.
fantastic voyage.
We are turning away from the physical issues and discussions. Something a
The
little different.
pleasures of the flesh.
Am I the a-hole for
Yeah.
telling my wife I don't give a damn how she drives when it's just her and her kids in the car? But if it's me or our kids are in the car, she must
Oh
be
shit.
safe.
Wow.
Now, this has 3,300 upvotes and 1,100 comments.
Wow.
Off the initial answer to
Yep.
that, yes.
Yes. I mean,
I,
the initial, definitely.
I don't know
The
where this is
initial.
going to go. It's actually a fairly long discussion here. I don't know where this is
I'm
going
in.
to go, but I don't see how this can turn into anything but a yes. I
You
could.
know what? This thread is so intriguing because anything's possible. Just
Okay.
because the headline
Oh,
promises an a-hole,
yes.
not
That's what's
necessarily.
nice about these threads.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
Okay.
hit us.
My wife had 2 kids before we got married,
Yes. Okay.
and they have an actively involved father. That's good.
Very good.
We
Yes.
have 2 children of our own. Okay. So 4
Hmm.
kids, 2 between the 2 of them, and 2 that she had with an ex.
Gotcha.
My wife is a terrible driver, but she refuses to acknowledge this.
Okay.
She has been in multiple accidents and even had her license suspended. Okay, there's there's some there's a paper trail here for being an awful
So,
driver.
so we we true. We have a paper trail.
It's
There's documented proof,
so
documented evidence.
so that adds a little bit there. It's not just
Okay.
I think that
It's
they're a
not
bad
just he
driver
said,
because
she said.
yeah,
Exactly.
not for a
Please continue.
DUI or anything. So they didn't have their license suspended for DUI, so that's good.
Great. That's good.
Just because she's a crappy driver.
Okay.
She will do stuff like reach into the back seat to deal with a kid rather than either pull over or let me or one of the older kids deal with it.
Okay.
It's not looking good for the driving skills there. I've seen
At
people
this
do that,
moment in
and
time.
that's not what you do.
No, no, no. True, true. You're not wrong.
She got T-boned in August last year because she took her foot off the brake at a red light to pick up my son's, I guess, pacifier that had
Okay.
fallen out, and she
Oh,
didn't put the car in park. Thankfully, she was only injured, and all 4 kids were in the car, but okay.
oh crap. Okay.
So
Okay.
there's definitely a lot of receipts here for the wife not being a good driver, and awful sense of awareness and decision making. Man.
It's not
So
easy.
so that
I
that
mean,
changes even things there, because initially seeing that she was T-boned, you initially think it's somebody that ran a stop sign or something. I'm like, well, that wouldn't lead to the person being a, but based on the
it
way
sounds
that
like she's
happened,
in the intersection and bang. You know?
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
I have had it. I now here's where he takes a turn, I think. Well,
here, here it is. The
we may have
Kissinger
an
cross where
origin story
motive
coming
meets
up.
opportunity.
We may have an origin story coming up here.
Okay,
I
bring it.
have
What do
had
you got?
it. I told her that she is welcome to endanger herself and her kids. But if I'm in the car, or if our children in the car, she will keep her eyes on the road and her hands on the steering wheel. Dude,
It,
dude, you
yeah,
could have so easily
go on.
bypassed the whole a-hole part of this
By just saying,
by just saying the last couple sentences, keep your eyes
there.
on the road and your hands on the wheel, instead of adding this,
Yeah,
well,
exactly, exactly.
which basically
You're
amounts to, if you
absolutely.
want to kill yourself and your kids, go ahead.
That's exactly it. Exactly. You're not wrong, man. You hit
What
it right on the
the
friggin' head.
actual.
What are you thinking? All right. Look, loss of life is loss of life.
Okay,
Um,
she must have. He's leaving some stuff out here.
he's got to be, because this is
Well,
skewing towards.
well, he's. It sounds like I'm taking by this that she must have been injured in that crash and recovering for a while,
I,
because it says
I have a
she is
solution to this situation, by the
she
way.
is
But go ahead.
finally at the point in her rehab where she can drive again.
Oh my God, she's been in rehab because of this. Oh, this poor woman. Oh God.
So, what does OP do? Oh
They need a.
God.
Okay, here's the solution. Here's what you do.
Smack this guy.
I
I
was. Yeah.
reminded her of what I said.
Oh no, he didn't. Oh my God.
So he had a second chance to try to bypass it, hoping that
Just to
maybe the.
say, yeah, exactly. Listen, um, I'm scared for all four kids and you. How hard would that have been?
Oh my
Pretty
God.
friggin' hard, apparently.
Oh my God. Dude,
Yeah,
read the
yeah.
room here.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
I said that her older kids were important to me, and that I love them too. But I told her that if she ever decided to do stupid crap while driving, our relationship would be over, and I would make it part of our divorce that she is not allowed to drive with my kids in the car.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah, that's yeah. There's more at stake here. I think here's what they need to do. You want to solve this? They need to move to New York or a big city, Philadelphia, whatever. Sell their friggin' car and just take public transit. Done. Done.
Oh, this story just has so many weird twists and turns here. It's still all going down the same path of destruction.
It's so bad.
But
Oh my God.
okay, she started crying and said she didn't do it on purpose. I asked her how exactly she took her hands off the wheel, took off her seatbelt, took her foot off the brake, and turned around to pick up the pacifier by accident.
Oh jeez.
She said that
Oh
I'm
shit.
treating her
This is not.
like an idiot. I don't think I am. My children have to be safe. I understand that. And
This is not good.
I,
It's not good.
I kind of agree with him in some points here.
This is rough. This is rough. This is not good.
How do you do all that by
Danger, Will
accident.
Robinson. Danger, Will Robinson.
Like,
Yeah, this
oops,
is
oops, oops. Sorry, I forgot you can't see. I was just
I can't
pantomiming,
see,
taking my
but
hands
that
off the wheel and
but I
going,
did see
oops.
in my mind's eye a series of oops.
You know, I was
Yeah,
pantomiming the different things that had to have been done in by accident to lead up to this.
exactly. Exactly.
That is just kind of crazy. Um, I'm sorry, but there are certain people that should not be driving,
The
and
roads are dangerous.
I gotta
Dangerous.
think she is one of them.
I,
Okay,
I I'm sorry. There's a paper trail. There's a paper trail,
yeah,
and but you know what? And maybe there's room for improvement, and I believe that she can. But she's got to address it. She's got to address it. She's got to accept it, embrace it, look it in the eye, and move on.
okay.
Because
Here's a little bit more.
go
Before
ahead.
you ask, I try and do as much of the driving as I possibly can. I have stopped drinking when we go out. I traded
Okay.
in my car that I love for an SUV, so there is room for all of us. I
All
offer
right.
to pay for an Uber so she doesn't have to drive if I'm not available. But she actually likes driving. I guess it's that whole "am I going to make it home alive" thrill. Sorry,
No,
sorry.
I
Uh,
get it. It's a whole independence thing. She wants to be
oh,
able to go from point A to point B.
eh, we've got more receipts here. I think her ex and her parents are on my side. So
Okay.
everybody in your life is like, don't drive.
The best thing you can do is
I'm fine.
call
Who
an
cares that
Uber.
I just got out of rehab because I took my foot off the brake while I was at a
Try to
stoplight?
make me go to rehab. I said no, no, no.
Now we go to the ex here. He also told her that if she ever thinks about endangering his kids, he would try to get full custody and also ask that she be barred from driving with his kids in the car. So
Wow.
when you've got a current husband and an ex both
Yeah.
saying the exact same thing,
Yeah, it doesn't
although
bode
current
well.
husband could have been a little better with the way he phrased it. Cur-
True. Learn
cur-
to take the bus, learn to take the subway.
what,
I mean, ferry system, tram cars,
not,
trolleys, whatever.
not only just that, but the whole do whatever you want with you and your kids are in the car. No.
Yeah, I know it's harsh.
Lump
Maybe that
everything
was like
in
a wake
together.
up call. Maybe saying like, listen, no, that sucks. It sucks.
Yeah,
You're right. He's the asshole.
yeah, because that statement is literally saying, I don't care if you and your kids get killed. I don't want you getting my kids killed.
Don't get my children killed. There you go.
Yeah. So that's like even
That puts you in officially puts you
e-
into the asshole
even
category.
if he
Yeah.
was just trying to shock her, I would
Yeah.
say
And I bet that's
leave
probably what it was.
yeah, but leave her kids out of that comment.
Yeah. I mean,
If you literally said, if you drive like that when you're alone in a car, there's nothing I can do about it. But you better not drive like that when the kids are in the car.
and that would
Now,
have covered everything. That would have.
now he loses the possible a-hole title.
Exactly, because he singled it out to my children, and yeah,
Oh wait,
but you know what?
we
Yeah,
we've even got her parents here. Her parents have threatened to stop. Apparently, they are helping her pay her car insurance because of how high it is, because of how bad of a driver it is. Her parents have threatened to stop helping her pay for that insurance
oh my god,
because of. So, yeah, there are many receipts here that.
there's there's a lot of receipts.
Oh,
Yeah,
I hope this
I
person
mean,
doesn't live anywhere near us. She thinks we are being unfair because she loves her kids and never would intentionally harm them. She just loses concentration when one of the kids needs something and doesn't think to ask for help.
there's a prioritization of needs while you're driving.
Yeah.
Do I need to
Uh,
continue watching the road? Yes. Do I need to have my hands on the steering wheel? Yes. Do I need to reach for the pacifier? So uh, it's not easy. I remember. I know I've run into situations where people who are in the phase of life where, um, due to their mental acuity, they're elderly and um, they don't know where they are when they're driving and driving along, and they'll pull over and they'll knock on a stranger's house and they'll say, "Where am I?" and
yeah.
and I've seen a family member actually say once they were reunited, "Give me your keys," and that's a horrible situation, but it's also a necessary situation because
Yeah.
somebody's going to get killed, somebody's going to die, and it's horrible. Which is why I'm thinking about moving to a city, someplace with subways and buses and trolleys and trams and
Good
ferries.
good luck convincing the
Yeah, the
the
other
faceless
people.
voices there.
Yep. Thank you. I appreciate that. But I mean, it would be great just to sell the car, don't have to worry about the lawn, you know,
Yeah.
and you could be that doddering old fellow in a brownstone just horsing around saying, "Hey,
So we
I'll
have
have
some
that
comments
coffee."
here. Her intention is not relevant here. She shouldn't be driving at all since she is putting other people at risk. But clearly she
Okay,
shouldn't drive the children. Yeah.
somebody's going to die.
There comes a point where intentionality as a concept sort of breaks down. Maybe she's having the subjective experience of not feeling like she's doing it on purpose. I don't know. But she has to be presented with such an overwhelming amount of evidence and testimony from her own family that her actions are endangering herself and her kids that any reasonable person would get the message. Yeah,
Any reasonable person, yeah.
the the fear here, obviously from everybody involved,
Sure.
is that what happens if now one of those accidents is fatal?
Oh yeah. I mean, somebody's going
And
to, you know,
and could tragically be fatal where it involves the kids, another
yeah,
family member,
somebody in the
or
other vehicle, the
yeah,
pedestrians on the
exactly.
sidewalk. Anything's possible.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, I mean, we got to there's a simple thing about personal responsibility. And if you can't fulfill those simple needs, then I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's why people don't drink and drive theoretically, because reason's gone, and you don't want to be influenced.
Here's a point. If she has a history of making these kinds of obviously poor choices, I think it's worth assessing with a doctor whether something else is going on.
The commenter's not wrong. The commenter's not wrong. I'm sorry. I don't mean to sound like maybe I'm the asshole, but the commenter's not wrong. Um, wow. Yikes.
Okay, then,
Oh, well.
but then after that, that whole rest of that little portion of the thread gets a little back and forth between people because one person
Mm.
mentioned ADHD, and then someone got offended because the person mentioned ADHD
Don't
because
be
they have
offended.
ADHD,
Embrace
but
it.
I don't do that kind of thing. Why is stuff. Why is ADHD always seen as a villain here? Blah blah
Oh
blah blah blah.
God,
I don't want to get
Jesus
into that.
Christ! No, of course
It
not.
could very well be something
I'm
similar to
pretty sure I
ADHD,
have
but that's
ADHD. and,
oh,
and
I personally wouldn't doubt if I do.
yeah, I mean, and the simple fact of the matter is, I mean,
uh,
even though that's the case, suppose I was even diagnosed with it, and in my current mental condition, um, and if I knew that I was a effed up driver, I wouldn't want to put anybody at risk. Uh, I'd, hey, I'd find the
yeah.
Frankfurt L and go straight to Frankfurt. I mean,
Yeah, yeah, that's
yeah,
yeah. I've wondered myself at times, and yeah, looking back, I wouldn't be surprised. But we kind of grew up in an era where that wasn't exactly the thing, and my parents were a little older and whatnot, so
right. Mine
with,
too.
with that, it was it was more of a mental help is not a thing. Just deal with it is kind of the approach that we were given on everything. So yeah, I never really got.
You're
I
not
actually,
wrong.
I'll be honest. I'll share. I actually did talk to someone curious about that, finding out whether maybe I do or don't have it. More of just for
Right.
my own knowledge.
Sure.
So I know, okay, at least now, oh, maybe I have that. Now that at least I feel like now I understand kind of what's happening, if that's the case. The only
Cool.
problem and here's where it seems going is our age to have that discussed still isn't really normalized because
Mm.
one of the early questions I got was, well, and it was the accusatory nature of the question was basically what I was looking to accomplish. Am I looking to get on drugs for it or something? It's like I'm not
Wow.
looking to I'm not looking to accomplish anything other than
Yeah, that's fucked up.
knowing, and then being
Yeah, you
asked like,
shouldn't have been.
well, did any of your teachers or your parents ever say you had it? No, but again, back in that time, day and age, that
Yeah,
wasn't a
exactly.
thing that was,
Yeah,
and
dude, we were in school in the '90s, and
in the
also in a place
'90s.
that '80s. Jesus, I'm sorry. Wait a
I
second. What is
wish we were.
this?
I wish we were in
Anyway,
school in the '90s.
so
I'd be
yeah,
10
we
years
were in
younger.
school in the '80s, and quite frankly, nobody gave a hoot about mental health at those times.
Yeah,
It
and
just wasn't the case.
in the schools that I went to from kindergarten through 12th, it probably would have been seen as
And I joined
that's
you in the eighth grade, so
that's demonic influences.
anyway,
But anyway,
getting back.
sorry. We'll get away from that part. But yeah, so oof, I don't know. Here we go.
Yeah, that.
Here's one. Here's one
Go
from
ahead.
Janet in Spain.
Bring it, Janet in Spain. I like that name.
You're treating her like an idiot because now hear me out here. She's an idiot.
Okay.
If losing her license and being in multiple accidents wasn't enough to show her that she has a serious problem, I doubt your threat will either. She's got to she's
She's
got
not
to
wrong.
lose her license somehow. Like
You see that that's the trick. I mean, it's very it becomes such a sensitive and, dare I say, political issue when it comes to people losing their license. I know that um, for my grandfather, it was that story I mentioned earlier was about him basically. He basically knocked on a door. He's like, I don't know where I am. And it wasn't my biological grandfather, but it was my, long story, my grandfather enough. Anyway, he said, he, And my grandmother was the one that was like, "Give me your keys! Give me your keys, Arthur!" And he had he had other sets of keys hidden around the house. He must have known my grandmother. Anyway, um, but yeah, I mean it if you get on the road and you zone out enough that you have no idea where you're going or where you're going, and it
Yeah.
was time for him to stop driving. He was it was bad.
See, the thing is, I understand people are going to make mistakes on the road.
Oh yeah, shit happens.
Hence things being called accidents. But when there's a history of this, then there's a problem.
It becomes a clear
Well,
and present danger. Then there's an issue.
yeah.
Um,
I mean, I can go back to when I was younger.
mhm.
Much, much younger.
You're not alone, baby.
I
Go ahead.
was coming home, driving uh, my parents' car,
Right.
and remember where I used to live growing up, and we had the garage in the back.
Yeah, I remember. I remember.
So one time I'm pulling up, I go there and I go to stop because I had to stop, and we didn't have a garage door open or anything. I had to get out and go open it. Well, I
Okay.
had also gotten myself McDonald's at that point in time that was sitting next to me. When I went to stop, the drink falls. So I reach over and I pick that up. And I
Right.
put everything back. And then I
Right.
open the door to get out to go open the garage door. I open the door, I take a step, and I realize, why is the car moving along with me?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I
So
do.
luckily I wasn't too far from the garage door, so the car didn't get any kind of speed. It just kind of bumped the garage door. I got in, backed up, everything was fine, nothing wrong with the garage door there. But it's like I can understand. Uh, it was literally like
Accidents
when I would
happen.
have been putting the car in park was when the drink fell and I reached over. I still had my foot on the brake at that point in time,
Oh, sure. Yeah.
which actually probably it's one of those things where if I had started taking my foot off the brake, then I would have realized I didn't even have the car in park, and I just would have put it in park. But
Right.
I can see little things like that happening, but not while sitting at the front of a red light with traffic going by and kids in the car.
Oh yeah.
And
I mean,
again, the amount of
it's
things
tough.
that apparently she had to do for that to happen. Take
Oh
off the
yeah.
seat
You
belts.
know,
Uh,
distracted driving
yeah.
is a serious friggin' issue. And we're not even talking about road rage or anything, but
Oh, yeah.
distracted driving is
Yeah.
like it's a nightmare, a friggin' nightmare. And I've done my share of it, to be honest, but not to the extent of this poor lady. And
No. Because
you
you
know,
know your car.
that's awesome. Uh, that's a deep cut.
I'm sorry.
All right. Okay, real quick. Garden State Parkway. We went to watch the horses run. Lo and behold, I was like, I know this car. And they were like, okay. And I pull in and I hit the car next to us. I'm like, eh. Anyway, so there it is.
Now,
um,
what he didn't say
go ahead.
is what led to him saying, I know this car, is
What
being told,
what led to me saying that?
you're getting close to the car next to us. Are you going to be able to make this?
Oh, I know this car.
And it was
Of
like
course, I know this car.
if you were watching this on a TV show, you would have thought, nah, that was too too perfect, too too set up because it was literally within just a second or two of him making that statement.
Just like that.
So
Yep.
that is what it is there.
So I think that if you've been driving a while, you've got stories where you could have been better. You could have been a better driver. I have those stories. So I sympathize with this woman. But if I'm routinely putting family and the general population at risk, I'm not driving. I'm
Or
hoping that
there's the other time, the time you took your eyes off the road when you said I should have been aborted or something along that
oh God.
line. I'm sorry.
Jesus.
I don't mean to pile on here. That was
No, it's okay.
just
Okay, real quick.
because at
I
that
had
point we
heard
almost hit the
something.
car in front of us.
I forgot about that part. Um, I said something incredibly stupid, and which, as you know, if you follow this channel, is usually on a regular basis.
To be fair, you didn't know I had that specific condition,
I
and
said, because I was in a stage in my life where I was thinking, you know what, if we could, if these certain things, I don't know, I went through an Ayn Rand period. I don't know, it was horrible.
uh,
I've
to,
recovered.
to let everyone know, because I'm not hiding this from anybody that knows me knows this. I have a condition called Marfan syndrome.
Yes,
Because of
yes.
that, I actually had an open heart surgery. What was 9.5 years ago now? Holy crap!
Holy crap, it's been 9.5 years, really, Dave?
Yeah, it was the end of 2014.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, on the
So
bright side of that is, I was basically given 3 years if I didn't get that operation. So I'm on 7 years of borrowed time now.
hey man,
I'm playing house
you know
money
what,
here.
brother, we're all on borrowed time. um,
so,
Whether you have that condition or not, whether you have Marfan's or not.
so,
But
so
that being
with that,
said,
if you are anyone who is, maybe a little taller than normal, have longer arms than normal, have a little skeleton issue, maybe some eye issues, there are different ways that can present. But definitely go check it out. A lot of people don't know they have it. It is something that can potentially lead to fatal issues with your heart and your aorta, and many people don't know they have it. So
precisely.
if you want to get it,
Legal.
there was a basketball player a few years back, actually probably many years back now, that actually had it. I think his name was Isaac. I don't remember if that was his first or last name. It's been a while. And
Mm,
during prior to the draft,
right.
undergoing a physical to be eligible for the draft. And I believe he was actually somebody that was going to go fairly high in the draft. I'm not
I have no
positive, but I
doubt.
thought. And it was found that he had Marfan syndrome. So then he obviously then didn't end up going and playing in the NBA. But that at least was, there's a little bit of publicity for it out there, because it doesn't always get the publicity.
No.
But anyway, so that's the situation. He didn't know I had that, and for some reason we were discussing abortion. You know, like
Yeah.
like most teenagers are want to do.
Yes,
And
exactly. Like most weird teenagers are,
in that conversation, he was
just
coming up
blurted out a
with reasons
stupid thing.
that could potentially lead, something that you might have an abortion over. And one of the things he mentioned, well, what if the child's going to have some kind of a genetic condition? Which then surprised me
Yeah.
with the very next word he said, which was something like Marfan syndrome. Again,
Yes.
back then, I didn't advertise that I had it. I didn't even know the full extent of it at that point in time. My parents kind of protected me. That's in air quotes there, from knowing the full extent, I thought it was just with my eyes because that was the only time it ever got discussed.
Sure.
So
Sure.
then I said to
So,
him, after he said, use that as an example, I said, oh, so you thought I should have been aborted.
no,
And,
it was more like he grabbed my shirt and he said, "I have more fans," and I went, because out of
well,
all, not to quote Captain Kirk of all things, but out of
well, there,
all the
there,
souls that
there was
I
a
have
little,
known, Eagle Fan is the most human. And the last thing I wanted to do was to hurt my friend. And I did. And
there's a
I feel
little bit more
horrible
to that
about that. Go ahead.
because I was actually in the back seat when that happened.
Hmm.
And after I made the comment, that's when you then turned around and looked at me like, what? To which then the person in the passenger
I
seat
thought I
said,
was in the back seat, actually.
no, you were the one driving.
Oh. Yeah, see, I was a distracted driver.
And our one of our other friends was in the passenger seat next to you and then
Right.
said, car! And you
And there you go.
had to look
Distracted
forward and
driving.
jam
Don't
on the
do
brakes. So
that.
we get it that it can
Also,
happen.
also, don't be an asshole. Am I the asshole? Yes, I was. And I fully accept that. And I'm sorry about it to this day. But I learned a great lesson. Um, listen more and don't be stupid.
No,
Because sometimes your best friend in the whole world, um, you might accidentally alienate them.
I,
So don't do
I,
that.
I had nothing against you saying that
Well,
because at
I
that point,
had something against me saying that.
because again, like at that point in time, I wasn't advertising it. I wasn't telling anyone that I had it. I
Look,
already had.
man,
I had more
the
issues
bottom line is,
with people in our class than I had with that.
I hear you. I hear you. But, dude, out of all the people in the world, the last person I would want to hurt would be you. So,
Thank you, sir.
hey, it's the truth. Um,
But anyway, all that to get back to the idea of us saying that we
what
know
were we talking about?
that we know that distracted driving can happen,
Yeah,
but
true.
like in that case, that was completely an odd special circumstance. And
But
but it sounds
yeah,
like in this case, the wife is constantly doing this stuff, and the thing like the accident there,
right.
that could have been so much worse.
Oh
I
my
mean,
God.
rolling
Yeah,
out into traffic like that and being T-boned, that
yeah.
could have been so much worse.
The
Which,
kids could have been, I mean, they could have broken neck, then had
yeah,
quadriplegic, TBI, which is a horrible, I mean, it's they call it the silent epidemic, and it truly is. Um, when it comes to TBI, just wear your seatbelts and be careful out there, okay?
yeah,
Because the world's a better place with all of us in it for the
yes.
moment we are here. So,
So, verdict?
um, not the asshole.
I would. I still keep focusing on how it was phrased at first, and then when he doubled down with that part.
Yeah,
That's
I
the only part where I'm like, there's a percentage of a hole there.
yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
You know
Um,
what? Once you tell somebody that basically you don't care if their kids get killed or
that's
injured,
that's effed up.
yeah,
that's that's yeah, that's
yeah.
asshole
I
territory.
mean,
There's no doubt.
I could see the shock value of just saying about her,
do not pass go. Do not collect $200. You're an asshole. I mean, but
there could be a shock value to the person saying, "Look, I don't care if you're going to drive like." Yeah, but even there, you might not even want to put "I don't care." But like, if you're going to drive like that by yourself, then the results are on you. Was kind of how I would put that. Put in there,
yeah,
obviously I don't want that to happen, but the results are on you. But once you
yeah, that's
bring
how you should frame
and
it. But
and don't drive with the kids. If you just change it to that, then you're not the a-hole. But as soon as you're like, you know, as soon as you include her kids in it, because
it's okay if they die. Yeah, yeah,
here's where I'm also curious then. If there's any
yeah,
potential arguments now between him and the ex at any point in time. Because it sounds like they're on the same side, kind of saying similar things.
they're saying the
But
same thing.
yeah, but if the ex heard
Yeah,
that the current
you know what?
husband said, "I don't care if she drives like that with your kids in the car,"
I can friggin' die. Yeah, but
that, that's
yeah,
where
but
this thing can come crumbling down.
exactly, exactly. But you know what? I think that they're on the same side there. They both
Yeah, yeah,
really don't want to see anybody die, which is
yeah.
a good thing. And
Yeah, but
yeah,
again,
I'm
just
saying
it's
move to the city,
the
move to the
phrasing
city,
of it there
any
just gives
city
him a little.
with
There's
public
still a little.
transportation.
There's a little peak of a hole there for him, just based on the way he phrased
Yeah,
it, and that he doubled down later to say it again. Where
twice. Yeah,
if at
yeah,
that point
you're not wrong.
he just cleaned it up to like just talking about her.
Bingo.
And I say that between like him and the ex because think about it. Let's say there was someone that you knew and that you drove with
Right.
that you thought was a bad driver and who sometimes had your kids in the car. And I knew
Yeah.
this person as well.
Right.
And and
Sorry.
they had my kids in the car once in a while. There's no conceivable way that I'd be like, well, I don't care if you drive like that when you have evil chicken's kids in your car, but you better not do it when mine are.
Yeah.
I would feel like the biggest asshole in the world if I said
Exactly.
anything like
I'd be the
that.
I'd feel the same way.
Yeah. So
Most definitely. I
so
mean,
I'm not giving him an entire free pass.
no.
I think he's on the right side of this, but that part needed to have been cleaned up a little bit.
True. I'm with you.
Yeah. So
I'm with you.
yeah, so for him, pretty much not the a-hole, with just a little side of it, a little appetizer.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Little appetizer. I mean, I
Her,
always have a side dish of asshole.
her, I don't know that I'd say a-hole as much, maybe a little, but definitely somebody that has issues that needs to be addressed.
Uh, it's so
It, because it's not
delicate,
like she's
but
doing it with
intentionally.
ill intention, but
Exactly.
not
I mean, she
seeing the
probably
fact
needs
that
it.
it's
She
an
needs to
issue.
be mobile. She needs to be able to go from point A to point B with these four kids.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, you know what? I think that it's time to move to the city. because I mean, I
Disembodied
think that
voice, he's
public
talking about the city
transportation will be
again.
your friend. What's that?
Disembodied voice, he's talking about the city again. Okay.
I mean, the simple fact of the matter is you don't have to have a car in a city. You can chart your own way. You can correct your children. You can pick up their pacifiers on a subway or a train or a trolley or
But dear
a
God,
bus.
don't give it right back to him after that.
I wouldn't. but I mean, it builds character.
You can see people peeing in the subway. You can
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, it's a trade. It's a trade-off. You're not killing anybody, but you see some people urinating. No big deal.
You have a chance of being attacked on the subway. I mean, you just ignore that
Yeah,
part.
but you know what? New York has changed things up. Everything's like very monitored. It's very Big Brother now. It's
Okay.
very exciting.
Philly needs to do that now.
Right? Oh man. I got to tell you, I enjoyed the last time we were in Philly. I thought that was fun.
Yes.
Um,
Yes, it was. We're still waiting
Definitely.
on those 1,000 likes so we can give you the full story.
Well, it's not that scary a story. In fact, just be, I don't think anybody else is listening,
Okay.
Eagle fan, so I could tell you this.
Turn away.
I went.
Don't turn
I
off the
went.
channel. Just turn away.
I exactly. I went to Farpoint this past weekend, and I said, here's what we did this weekend," and I explained the situation, and um, I have a picture I need to show you
Uh-oh.
because let's just say I'm gonna use my powers of ESP. Are you ready? Here
Okay.
it is. Our third location.
Okay. Oh!
Hold on, I'm not done. Let me reach it. My mind to yours. My mind to yours. I accidentally took a picture of someone, and that's all. That's all. I'm spent.
I gotta say, I would have liked to have seen your family's reaction as you were showing that picture
I did show them.
without realizing what you had caught in the background.
I had no friggin' oh my god, did I tell you about this?
Yes, yes, you did.
Okay, never mind. Okay. Please forgive me.
That bartender was hanging out.
Nice, seemed like a nice guy, I guess. We didn't really talk to him. We talked to the other guy. Anyway, but enough about us.
Yes. So, thank you guys if you've made it this far. Wow. You are our
Around the
heroes,
world, baby.
and you are not the a-hole.
No,
we may be,
not.
but you are not.
In fact, Eagle fan, let me ask you this: do you have any information on Marfan syndrome, and can you possibly put it down below?
I can leave a link down below.
That would be awesome.
And if you have any questions about it, feel free to comment and ask me, or just leave a message that you have some questions and we can figure something out. We're looking at maybe starting up a Discord, something like that.
That'd be awesome.
So we shall see.
You're a damn good man, and I love you for it. So
thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
So, and thank you out there. If
indeed
you wouldn't mind a like, a comment, subscribe, click on that little bell. Ding.
Ding.
If you want to know when we have a new video out, it's always appreciated.
We're not going to coerce you, but you know what? Everybody does it. Why not us?
But we might make you go for a drive with that guy's wife driving.
I feel bad for her in a certain sense, but at the same time, you know what?
There are some people that I've seen that should not.
There's a reason why I don't play
driving
the trumpet. It's because I suck at playing the trumpet. and
there you go.
And I mean, hey.
I've many years ago, I was working someplace. I was at a client's location, and someone else that I worked with at that time was driving, and oh my, I have never gotten into a vehicle with that person again. I no longer work with that person anymore or anything, but
Dude, I hear you,
that
man.
was one of
That
those people that was,
that happens all the time, man.
when we got to
All
the
the time.
destination, all I could think is, how does this person have a license? Like,
Good
or
Lord.
wait, even better uh, example of this.
Yeah.
A concert last year that I went to with someone else,
Yes, yes.
and we first went into the city and ate in the same place that we ate when we went there recently,
I know the place. I
and
think.
then took an Uber over to the venue of where the concert was at. That
Oh,
first
nice.
Uber driver, best
Yes.
Uber driver ever. He knew
Sweet.
exactly where he
That's
was
nice.
going. He was a good guy, very good at conversing, and found out that like he used to be a truck driver, but then had some medical issues, so he couldn't do the truck driving anymore
Oh,
because
wow.
he was cross country and everything when he was the truck driver. So
Okay.
he had to pretty much stay in the city. So he got this
Sure.
job as an Uber driver, and definitely worth it. After the concert, we took another Uber to get back over to the train station.
Right, right, right.
That Uber driver should not ever be driving. Tried
Yeah.
turning into what was like a. It wasn't even out. It was like a small little alley that just led to a parking lot.
Right.
Tried going down roads that had signs and bars across them that they were blocked off for construction.
He's like, these are just
Try,
suggestions.
tried going the wrong way down a road. Went
Okay.
through multiple stop signs. It got to, we were driving,
But did you
and
die? No.
and we weren't exactly where we needed to be, but we knew that we could just walk that extra space to get there. And he was like, "Where am I dropping you off at?" And our other friend was like, "Here is good."
That's hilarious. Oh my God.
And we got out of
Um,
there and we were like, "Holy crap."
yeah, man. Yeah. You just don't know. You
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
you hope for the best and you roll with the punches.
I I mean this was worse than the jitney driver.
The jitney driver wasn't that bad. It was the taxi driver that pissed me off.
Oh, the taxi driver, he was an a-hole.
Yeah, he was the a-hole. Because we were trying to get the jitney experience,
Yeah.
and we got it.
Well,
you know,
it still wasn't the same as the very first time that we were on a jitney, which was the reason we wanted to try it again that time to give the others that were with us the jitney experience.
the experience of the
Yeah.
jitney experience, absolutely.
So to fill you in Atlantic City, they have
Yes,
these jitneys. They're like little buses that you can go out and catch on the road, and they'll take you down from one casino to the next, and so on and so forth.
precisely, exactly.
And our first time there with a group of us, we took one of those.
Yes,
And the thing is, I hate driving if I'm driving in there because the jitney drivers think that all of the roads belong to them. They will go through lights. They'll be at a red light and it won't even have turned yellow on the other side yet, and all of a sudden they just start going. It's
it's very exciting.
insane. So we got done that, and we were younger at the time, so it was like,
True,
oh man, that was
a little
like a
bit.
thrill ride.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly how we were approaching it too.
So four of
This
us
is
were then
it's great.
in AC on what was actually a double date at that point in time,
True,
if you
true,
want to call it that.
true, true.
Long story. And
Too long.
we were telling
God.
the two ladies that were with us, actually
Yes.
one being a disembodied voice now,
Yes, exactly.
that you gotta ride on a jitney one time. So
Gotta get on a jitney.
we come out
God.
and there's a cab sitting there,
Yes.
and the driver's like, "Oh, where are you going?" Oh, we're going down there. We're gonna take a jitney or whatever. I forget exactly what we told him, but he kept bugging
Yeah.
us. Where are we going? Where
We
are you
said
going?
that. Hey.
So we finally go. We get on a jitney. Took us a little while because we had to walk to where we were going to get on the jitney, and then we go and we get there,
True.
and we get off, and it doesn't drop you off right where the taxis do. So we got off at where I don't even remember what casino or whatever it was we were at. We got out.
I have
We
no
start
idea.
walking by this jitney driver.
But there's the
I'm sorry,
taxi
not
driver.
jitney. The taxi driver is now at that location.
True.
He sees us. He starts yelling at us.
Right.
If you went with me, you would have been here already.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, hey, go suck a tailpipe. because I should serve the lighter angels of my nature. However,
Well, that was just
sometimes
crazy because it's like
yeah,
we're
wanted
there
to get on a jitney.
We're there to do what we want to do.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah,
we wanted to do this. You wanted us to do that.
Yeah,
screw you. I'm sorry, not sorry. So therefore,
the last time I was in AC,
right,
I didn't notice the jitneys quite as bad as what I remember from back then. But you know, we're looking at 30 plus years between then
right.
and now, so they must have started to crack down a little bit on that because it was
crazy. I mean, you're right. The first time it was like an amusement ride. It was great. We were like, holy crap. It was great.
Where I bet you, if now was our first time riding one,
right,
and had seen that, we'd have been like, get us the hell off here.
That'd have been it. Done. We're done.
This is not how I die today.
This is not the time. This is not how it's going to happen.
With age comes wisdom. I don't know what
That's
happened
what
to
I
me,
hear.
But I guess I haven't aged yet, so that's good.
See, you got that going for you. I'm hoping that it'll hit me someday. Good grief. Well, lo and behold.
So we're talking a lot here, and I apologize. Thank you
we
guys
are.
for joining us. If you made it this far,
God bless you.
If you made it this far, leave hashtag Jitney in the comments, and we will hashtag Jitney and leave us a Reddit subreddit to look into. And we will look
dangerous.
We will look into there and grab some stories.
That's a dangerous sort of thing.
If you even have a specific story you would like us to look into, leave us a link.
Bing.
With hashtag Jitney. Then we know you made it this far, and thank you.
God bless you for that, because we've been rambling a bit.
Yes.
Also, check out the Marfan syndrome information down below.
Thank you.
It deserves a look-see.
I'm not trying to say this to over dramatize here, but the life you save could be your own. Okay.
Dude, that's perfect and to the point.
Like I said, I never knew how much it involved things like the heart and such. Unfortunately, I was being, quote unquote, protected by not being told that. And I didn't know until after my father had passed away. He had it. He got it from his grandfather, so on and so forth. And that's how I got it. Didn't know anything except for the eyes. I thought, oh, it just means I've got these bad eyes. That's what I thought. Then I found more about the skeletal possible issues. But it wasn't until my father had already passed away. I'm in my 30s at that point in time. And I just remember looking at something, and there was like an article or something about Marfan syndrome. I just remember thinking, oh, hey, that's what I've got. And I started to read it, and I get to this point. Now, this was an older article, mind you. So
Right.
back then, there were many things that still were not known to do or anything yet. So what caught my eye was the average lifespan for someone with Marfan's is 50 years. And that got my attention.
That'll do it. That's understandable.
Yeah. Now,
Yeah.
again, that was from many years ago before there were different things. Like the operation that I had did not exist 30 years ago or 20,
Precisely.
25 years ago.
Exactly.
And so that operation, the fact that I started seeing a specialist and getting different tests done, I still go back and see the surgeon that did my operation, which actually, that reminds me, I've got to set up my next appointment for that, where I go back and see him.
Indeed.
Awesome, amazing surgeon. A little bit of an ego there, but I'm okay with that. I've told many people that hearing about this guy's like top rated. He was in charge of that department.
Right.
He actually did some. I know a couple other people that had operations from him, including some athletes. There was an athlete that had ended up finding a heart issue and finding out that he ended up operating on him as well. So it's like, okay, that made me feel good that this guy's got all of that going for him. And meeting him and talking to him, nice guy, but you can tell there's a bit of an ego there. But what I gotta ask you this: what heart surgeon probably doesn't have an ego? Heart surgeon, brain surgeon, surgeons like that who are basically saving people, having maybe
on
a little bit of
basis.
a little bit of a god complex kind of thing, possibly. But to be honest with you, I don't care about that. I don't care that he had that ego. And to be honest with you, hearing how good he was and figuring out that he's got a little bit of that ego there actually made me feel better. Because I feel he's saving me because he wants to keep his record intact.
Precisely.
And I don't care why the surgeon is saving me. I want them to go out of their way to make sure everything's good. I don't want a surgeon that is the most caring person in the world, but not as good of a surgeon. So
Precisely.
I don't want a surgeon that really wishes they could have saved me, but doesn't really care that it affected their stats any, felt bad that it was unable to save me. I want the person being like, this guy's not on my watch. and to give you an example of that, after one of the checkups, the follow-up checkups, go back, get the CAT scan done, I go in the office. He comes walking in after he looked at the CAT scan. He says, "Good news, my work's still perfect."
Awesome.
So that should tell you all you need to know.
That's all you really need to know.
With that said, I would recommend this gentleman to anyone that has to go through any kind of a heart operation.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
But
so take heed.
Yes.
Eagle Fan has been there. And if this is something that you might consider, check out one of the links below.
Yes.
And know that we love you, and that the world's a better place with you here. So check it out.
Man. That's beautiful. thank you guys again. Please, until next time, take care, everybody.
Peace. What?